So let's discuss what we have done yesterday. So yesterday we discussed about the data frames. Okay, in the data frame, what we have done is we have created the empty data frame. Okay, so this is how we can create data frame. Okay, and yeah, with a data, we have created the data frame with some data. Okay, already we had created a data frame using this is what a list of tuple we can say. Of list of tuple we created the data frame. Again, we have created the column information and the data information here in the list of tuples. And this is what the syntax we used to create a data frame. Okay, so this is what the variable name, and then we need to use this data frame function. It's a pandas function. Okay, pd dot data frame. Okay, we can use this pandas, or else if we use the alias, then we can use this pd dot data frame, and we need to give the data is equal to whatever data is there. Okay, this is what the data we have given. Column information, we have given the column information. Okay, and we were discussing this data types. Okay, so we'll discuss this one. So yeah, we'll discuss that. Okay, and how to see the information about a data frame. Okay, and this data types of each column. What is the data type of each column? By default, it's taking the data types as per the data. It will take the data types. Okay, then again we have created a different, like one more data frame based on the existing data frame, or else we can see it as a copy of data frame. How to create a copy of data frame or create a data frame from one data frame to another data frame. Okay, today also we'll see some example of this. This is again a same thing. Okay, we'll discuss this also in detail. What is the difference between these two? Okay, and okay, this is what I think initially we discussed this, how to change the data type for a column that is already there, right? In these things we discuss, and also we discuss the series as well, right? Correct. So are you guys practicing on this? Okay, on the series part, what all things we discuss. So how to create a series first of all. Okay, so it's kind of a list we have taken, and from the list, okay, we have taken it as a data, and we have created the series. The purpose of the list and series is somewhat different. Okay, as we discussed, series is the one-dimensional data structure, like one column data structure, and a list is what? List is when we want to store the heterogeneous data sources, then we can have to go for the list. Okay, and when we have a table like structure, we'll go for the series. Okay, just give me a minute, guys. I'll be back. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, so yes, so series is what? It's a one-dimensional structure, like a one column in our table, we can say. And list, we can have a heterogeneous data source, whatever things is there, we can store it there. Okay, the purpose is different, series and list. Okay, then yeah, this is what the syntax to create a series. Data, we need to give the data here. Index, we discuss the index, right? By default, it will give the index from 0 to 0, 1, 2, 3, likewise. Okay, but if you want to give the label, means if your own index, you can give the index here, and we can give the data type here. Okay, d types, and we can give the data type. We can give the name to that series as well, as we discussed yesterday. Okay, there is one option called copy. We'll discuss that as well. Okay, then how to create an empty series? We have created one empty series. This is what the empty series is. Data, we have given it as a none. When we say none, it will create empty series. And even if we skip the parameters, it will create empty series. Like both the syntax will help us to create an empty series. Okay, then we have created this series with some parameters. When we say d type string, so this is the one column, okay? For one column, it is giving the string. For the entire column, it is giving the data type as a string. Okay, then name, we can give the name to that series. Index, if we say none, it will give the index that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, likewise. Okay, so again, this is, we have seen one more example with this index option. Okay, then we discuss this I location. Okay, so location of the city, we have, if I want to access this element through this label or the index, we need to use the location function. Okay, I location, it will not work. For I location, it is for the integer only. So it will have that index stored, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, likewise. And if you want to access the element, you can do it using the location. Okay. And we can create this series using this array-like structure, iterables, dictionary, and the scalar value. Okay, so here we have created this series with the help of dictionary. So when we create a series with the help of dictionary, in the dictionary, you guys know we need to provide the key and values. So this is the key, this is the value, this is the key, this is value. And when it will create this series, this will have a key, means index, means a label. Okay, it will have a label, and this is what the value is. This is the example we have seen yesterday, and we can access this value with the help of this label using this location function. Okay, so we have tried creating this series using the array. This is one thing we have seen. And yeah, so there are some other functions. Add, I add is there. Shape, data type, index, values, size, name. These functions we have gone through. Okay, there is items is there. So using which we can access each and every element individually, as we did for the dictionary. So there are some other functions as well that we can, like we have seen. So if we say unique, it is giving us the unique value only. There is a non-unique function as well. Okay. Then if I want to fill, if it is a none value, means a null value, and if I want to fill it with some other value, then we can use this fill any value. Okay, then cumulative sum function was there. We tried using the cumulative sum function, and the minimum function, maximum function, average function, that we have tried. There is a upper function, we have tried using the upper function as well. Okay, so this is what we have seen till, means in the yesterday session. Okay, so do you have any questions on this? No. Okay, I hope you guys are practicing on the daily basis whatever topics we have covered. Okay, so yesterday what we were trying with this data type. So is anyone got a time to check what was the issue that we were facing? Anyone tried? Oh, no one. What we were trying yesterday, is anyone able to recall? What was the problem? What we were trying to do? Is anyone able to recall? I'm not talking about the solution. I'm talking about the problem statement, like what we were trying to do with this D type. Can anyone tell me?
We was trying to give the column names data types separately, individually.
Yes, correct. So what was happening if I copy this code as it is, okay, for this one, let me copy this numpy, we not required. Okay, we will empty data frame. This is not required. Okay. So what was happening is like this is okay, the comment that is fine. So for a moment, I'll just skip this parameter. And when I execute it, so see, when I execute it, so it is creating this data frame, okay, table-like structure with rows and columns. And when we see data types, so it is showing us a data type for each column, correct? But it is creating the data types a kind of a default data type. Okay, means based on the data, it is guessing the data type and creating the data type. But what if I have to create my own data type? I don't want this product price as a integer 64. There was an option to change the data type after creating this data frame. Using as data type, we have changed that data type. But for table, do you remember while creating the table for each column, we can give this data type like this is customer ID, it can be int, the name, it can be a object or a string or whatever it is. Product price, I want to create it as a float or decimal, whatever. So while creating, I was trying to do this with the data types. Okay, that D type option. Do you remember? But it was not allowing us to do that. Correct? Yes or no? You able to recall, guys? So
Yes.
there is one parameter that is D type. Okay. Here in Pandas, there is one problem. I cannot give the data type for the columns. Okay. So when I say object, okay, and when I create this data frame, it is creating like it is taking this object for each column. So there is no option to give the data types individually. Means I cannot give the data type for this one. Like what is string is there or not? Okay, so it's not there. Let me try with a single quote. Maybe string data type as such. Okay. So yeah, string, it's taking the string Python. Means what is happening here? It is creating this for each, means for each column, it is taking this as a data type. Okay. So this is, we can say, kind of a drawback or something of pandas. No, means while creating it is not allowing us to go for the specific data type for each individual column. Okay, understood. This was the problem. We cannot give the multiple. We were trying to do the multiple. We were trying to give the multiple data types for each individual column. Understood, right? I can give only single, what we can say, single data type. So it will assign to each column. Okay, if I say int 64, it will try to give, maybe it will throw an error because of, okay, int 64, why it is not there? Is it int? Yeah, it's int only. Okay, it's giving the error because for HEMA it cannot assign the int. It is trying to assign the int for each individual column, and there it is facing the issue, and there it is throwing an error. Okay, so this is how it works. But there is a provision, means after creating this, what we can say, this data frame, we can change its data type, and that we have seen. Okay, so if we want to do this, how we can do this? So see, df cust data types is equal to, and then we can give this column as a key and this as a value. But it is again after creating this data frame. Okay, Okay, price, let's copy this since it is. For the data frame is dot as type is there, right? And I can directly write this here and I can see the data type of it. Okay, it's not changing the data type. Okay, so I think there should be. Okay, this one I have to take, right? It should be is equal to this one. Okay, it will not take place. The changes, it will not take the changes until unless you will not assign this data frame to this. Okay. So if you see it here, by default, it was creating with the object. And after creating this data frame, I have an option to change the data type. So we can do it using what as data type, but make sure that like keep in like while creating for individual columns, we cannot provide the data types. Okay, I hope you guys are clear on this.
So when we import from CSV or something directly, whatever the data types are there, that will be applied here.
Yes, based on the data, it is taking the data type. Means it is, trying to identify the data type. Yeah, it's looks like an integer, so it will take it as a by default. Even if you import the CSV, it will take it by default. Whatever data is there, based on the data, it will have its a data type. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yeah, this is what we were trying yesterday.
Sir, here separately, first we need to create an array or list like key value pair. We need to create the data types, and that using as type is the type conversion here.
Yes, correct.
Okay, okay, got it, got it.
Yeah, and entire thing like this one, this entire dictionary, you can directly write it here as well. That is not an issue. But for our convenience, we just created one dictionary and I have passed this dictionary here.
And
But if I have a multiple columns near about 200 columns, and I just want to change the data type of single column, at that time also I have to write data type for 200 columns, or I
No,
can write
no,
only for
no,
single.
no, no. In that case, it's not needed. No? So in that case, there is another way to change the data type as well for the single column. We have changed that. We have seen that yesterday. So even if I skip that, okay, it will change it for this particular ID only. For rest of this, it is not changing. No?
Okay, okay, got it.
Okay, you can pass this. Let me just copy it here. And even there is another way to change the data type. Yesterday we have seen, right? This one did. Yeah, let me just have it as a comment. Even there is another way, right? Yesterday we have seen that. So for let's suppose price you want to change. So this is one way, and there is another way like this one. And for which column you want to change? Let's suppose this product price. Copy this. For this column, you will be changing the data type. Okay, so you can have this column, individual column dot as type. Okay, so you can have an as type and you can give what data type you want to give. Let's say suppose float 64. Okay, and execute it. Okay, you can see it here. It's doing for the float 64. Okay, okay, I think let me just comment it and let me just uncomment this part. Okay, so it will change for means the customer ID using this method, and using this method it is changing for the product price. Understood, Devendra?
Yes.
Okay, so like this is how we can create a data frame. Okay, we'll see some more ways to create a data frame. Okay, so let me just run the are able to see the browser, right? Yeah. If I go to the series, we have explored some of the functions yesterday. So while creating the data frame, if you click on this data frame, so we can create a data frame, 2-dimensional size, this is this, that is fine. So while creating the data frame, we can create a data frame using what? We can create it using the array, as we create an array, as we create a series yesterday using the array, but it was 1-dimensional array. Okay, we can create that using the array. We can create it using the iterables. Okay, when I say iterables means what? This is one of the example of creating this data frame using this iterables. Iterables means what? Your list, tuple, set, dictionary, likewise. So using which we can create a data frame. But it's not like here we have used the list of tuples. Okay, but we can use the list of tuples. Okay, then you can use list of list. Okay, you can use tuple of list. Okay, and you can use tuple of tuple something. Okay, so you can use this one, means it's not like we should use this syntax only. Control X, let me just have it as a comment. So what I mean to say here is you can have tuple of tuples. This one, this will also work. Okay, got it? Okay, so you can have, this is the one, means I'm just telling you the one more way to create, like how many ways are to create this data frame basically. Okay, and you can have the tuple of list. This is also a valid one. Okay, it's not like you need to go for the specific syntax only. You can use this as well. Okay, it's tuple of list. Let's create it. Okay, understood, right? And here you can have a list of list as well. Let's create it. Okay. So see, got it right? When I say list of people of list and all this part.
Yes.
Okay. And you can see it here. We can use the dictionary or data frame. Okay. So when I say dictionary, dictionary can contain the series, arrays, constant, data class, and list like objects. Okay. So we'll see one example of it, of a dictionary. Okay. So let me, I think we have created one data frame using a dictionary. Okay. This is not this one. Initially, we had created that one. And yeah, this one. Okay, let me copy this. This is what we are creating the data frame using the dictionary. So this is what the dictionary, right? Correct.
Yes, sir.
The dictionary, which is having the key and values likewise. Okay. So if I execute it, it will create this data frame. Okay. And for this city is there, let me have it as employee basically. Name, employee location, fine, it's fine. So if I have to give one more column, that is employee company name, okay, or let's say company. So all these employee are working in one company. Means all the employees like Atul, Priya, Preeti, everyone is working in a single company, and that is, let's say suppose something else, force mode. Okay. So do I need to give it separately for each individual employee like this? What do you think? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, right? I need to give, right? Yes or no? So if I give this, it's creating the same value, correct? Means I have to assign the same value for each individual row. So this is working, right? But I can give the constant value. Means it's constant, right? Means for each row, it is going to be a constant, means same, right? So I can pass this way as well. Okay, so let me have this as a comment. Let's execute this. Even if I do this, it is assigning this value for each row, and this is what we called as what? Constant. So you see it here. Dict can contain the series, array, and constants. This is what the constant I was talking. So understood? I can give the constant value here. Okay. Okay, perfect.